Let's freaking go, ladies and gentlemen. We were holding out hope that we would see Cyberpunk 2077 re-revealed and debuted at Microsoft's E3 2018 press conference. This is something I predicted a number of months ago, and it turned out to be 100% correct. As a matter of fact, Microsoft went all in on Cyberpunk 2077 because it was the game that closed the Xbox briefing for 2018. That trailer was just purely dope, to put it lightly. Let's talk about how it was debuted, because it was friggin' fantastic. Phil Spencer was about to close the Microsoft conference when suddenly the stage started getting hacked and stuff like that, and at this point I was already freaking out naturally. And then they played the trailer, and while it was very short, it did pretty much exactly what I predicted in my predictions video a few weeks ago. It was about a 1-minute trailer that showed off extensively much more of the setting and the open world, but didn't provide us with solid gameplay, nor did it provide us with a release date. This is something I know a lot of fans are going to be disappointed with, but to me it just felt way too soon to show extensive gameplay of this game. This setting looks absolutely stunning. My jaw was on the floor. It honestly looks better than I ever had imagined. Not only was it graphically impressive, but the general art style and design and aesthetic of the world itself, it felt grounded and it felt real, which is absolutely what I wanted to see out of CD Projekt Red. It appears with this trailer at least that they're going to be doing that same thing with incredible depth and scale in their open world with Cyberpunk 2077, as I had hoped. While none of this trailer was specifically gameplay of any sort, meaning it isn't fair to assume that the game itself from moment to moment will look like this trailer did. I think it's fair to assume that Cyberpunk 2077 will probably undergo some kind of downgrade before release, and I don't think anyone should be anticipating the game from moment to moment in the world itself to look exactly like this trailer did. But at the same time, it wasn't like the trailer was fully CG or cinematic in any sense, because as it showed at the start, it was running in engine, meaning even if this isn't exactly what the game will look like, it is a pretty solid representation at this point of what the final product could be. The trailer showed off Night City for the very first time, and it looks absolutely fantastic. We get a glimpse at the number of different settings that we'll be able to explore, and to me at least, that seemed to show that with Night City in this game, they're going to be doing what I highly praised The Witcher 3 for doing in that open world, in the sense that it seems Night City is going to possess a lot of depth. It seems that we have our apartment buildings, we have our rich and vibrant shopping squares, we have our slums, all of which go a long way in ensuring the world feels lived in and real. And even though we only got a very small glimpse at this, I trust in CD Projekt Red that they're going to nail this city. It looks fantastic. The characters and character models that wander the world look incredibly vibrant and interesting. The trailer itself seemed to focus on one specific male protagonist. He was the one narrating the trailer, and he starred in the trailer itself. However, we have already heard in relation to Cyberpunk 2077 that the game will have a character creation system, and there was a specific shot in this trailer that seemed to show perhaps what could be a female protagonist as well. So even though it appears there is going to be a character creation system and we are going to be able to choose which gender our character will be, it's an interesting choice that they decided to have a seemingly very specific character that was focused on in this trailer. My guess would be that this character in the trailer is just a representation of what a generic male character that the player creates would be like in the game. But then that also seems to imply that our character creation system will have two voiced protagonists for the male and female roles respectively, which is implied of course by the character narration in the trailer. With character creation, I'm personally not a big fan of being able to create your own character and having voice protagonists as well, because sure, you can create your own wacky as character and customize him however you like, but then it's always strange to me, at least, similar to how Fallout 4 did it, where the character, no matter which gender, always has the same voice. So I wonder if CD Projekt Red is going to be going that route with the character creation system. This trailer certainly seems to make it look like that is the case. The trailer also has a big focus on what I think a lot of the underlying themes for Cyberpunk 2077 will be, and that is the idea of these money-hungry corporations in a futuristic environment and setting that are taking advantage of those that live in poverty in the city itself. The character introduced the fact that the city has the highest unemployment rate in the country, that the citizens aren't incredibly wealthy, and it also showed what seemed to be some kind of criminal activity and warfare in an urban environment as well. So it seems to me, at least judging by this little snippet, that the story of Cyberpunk 2077 could revolve around your main main character getting involved in criminal or resistance activity and trying to take down megaton corporations in Night City. That is complete speculation on my part. I'm definitely jumping to conclusions on that, but that is the general vibe the trailer and its themes and its characters seem to give me, especially towards the end with some of the more action-oriented sequences that we see. The trailer ends and we do not get any specific release date or window like I mentioned, which to me absolutely implies that this game is not coming out anytime soon like I thought. I know a lot of people were secretly hoping that the game releases this year. I thought there was no chance in hell of that ever happening. I guess the next logical step to jump to would be next year, but the fact that so many games at Microsoft's conference seemed to have a 2019 release window and they weren't shy in saying that, the fact that CD Projekt Red chose not to even specify 2019 certainly makes me think this game is not close to being finished. And as I mentioned in my original predictions video, which was right thus far, I think the game's going to be coming out 2020. Which is of course disappointing. We want the game sooner rather than later, but at the end of the day, we want it to be the best possible experience that CD Projekt Red can develop. So even though I want to play it soon, obviously, I really couldn't care less about having to wait a long time if it ensures I'm getting a more quality product, which is obviously an ideology I have across the entire gaming industry. There was also a secret message hidden in the end of the trailer as well. It quickly flashed on screen as some code, but it was all there. It was basically an open letter from CD Projekt Red to the fans. I'll have it briefly on screen here for you to read if you want, but it basically summarised the fact they've been working hard on Cyberpunk 2077 since The Witcher 3 Blood and Wine concluded development in 2016, meaning it's been about 2 years since the game's been in full production. I know some people were throwing around the fact that if the game was originally announced in 2013, they've been working on the game for 5 years. That just isn't true. They were working on The Witcher 3 at that time and Cyberpunk was only in pre-production, meaning they've really only had 2 years of development time so far. The message also continued to highlight what I was saying, in that the game is definitely still a ways away. The message states that when the original Cyberpunk 2077 reveal trailer came out, they said it would be coming out when the game is ready. And the message basically reaffirmed this to be true, that the game will be coming out when they're confident with the product they have, and that when they feel it's ready, they will be releasing it. Thus why there is no specific release window or date tied to this trailer. They also went on to highlight that there will be no microtransactions as we would expect from CD Projekt Red, and they will be following a similar model that they did with The Witcher 3 when it comes to post-launch content, with some free DLC updates as well as media expansion packs to the game as well. So clearly with this trailer and this message, CD Projekt Red are making it loud and clear that the game is not ready and to calm expectations on when we'll be able to play it. Is there a chance it comes out in 2019? Yes, I think that is a possibility. However, at this point in time, considering they weren't even ready to give it a 2019 release window like lots of other games at this year's E3, while it's possible, I highly doubt it. I think this game will be releasing in 2020, 5 years after Wild Hunt. There's no way this game's coming out anytime soon, which is obviously disappointing, but hey, we're going to give CD Projekt Red their time. They've delivered a fantastic trailer after 5 years of waiting, so we can't complain too much. We trust in you, CD Projekt Red. This has been SirCazz, farewell.